Okay, something super exciting happened yesterday, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I'm not a huge fan of being like, look at what I got, because I don't know, I just think it's kind of douchey. But this is a like super exciting thing that I hope you can celebrate with me, and it's also a pretty good story. So I want to show you something. Our little homestead is on just under 3.5 acres, and for years, the people that owned the property next to us insisted that their property line was right here, which would have cut off our driveway and most of the driveway up to where the house is and everything, giving us no access. So I made a video about this, I don't know, like a year ago, and we got the property surveyed, and it turns out that the property line is actually way over here, which we always sort of thought it was, but this gives us the entirety of our driveway all the way up the road, but cuts off access to any of the usable parts of this property over here, the neighbor's property, without having access to our road. Now, I'm all about being a good neighbor and dealing with people in good faith and all of that stuff, but since it was a conflict, we went ahead and put up our monument, got everything set up, put up a fence, a gate, and all that jazz. And I don't know if it had anything to do with it, but it turns out that the folks that owned this place walked away from it. They stopped paying the taxes. They didn't set up any kind of contact information with the county so that they could be told that the property was going to auction. Well, it came up for auction yesterday, and we were able to get it for like pennies on the dollar. So I wanted to show you guys around a little bit, and I hope that you guys will be like, that is so awesome, and celebrate this with us because it solves a huge problem for us, and also makes it so that we have enough space now to produce all the food that we need to for the whole family and keep working towards that sustainability target. So it's super exciting. So anyway, so this is the new part of the property. That's the monument there. And what we plan to do with this area down here is, first of all, not make all of the mistakes that we made with our property, and take our time and decide what we want to use this space for or that space for. You know, everything's overgrown here, and I always think that the first thing that a person should do is deal with safety and security. So part of the safety thing is making sure you trim up all the trees, cut out all of the dead overgrowth, and make sure that it's fire safe. That also gives you the ability to put up a fence and make sure that the lines of the property are properly delineated. So we'll probably start there, but this whole area down here is probably going to be where we put the pigs. We'll split it up into either 3 or 5 sections. The pigs will live in one, and when pigs are in the right environment, which they are woodland animals, they'll just, you know, fertilize, and they'll aerate the soil, and they'll turn it into a beautiful area if you can move them from one space to the next. They'll do a lot of work for you. That's what we're planning on using this part of the property for. And with any luck, we can get plenty of grass to grow down here after a couple of years. And then the pigs can have a cow friend. And that would be okay with me. But as you can tell, it's all basically this huge rock outcropping, which would have made it a practical impossibility to put a road into any of the usable space, which is past this rock outcropping. And there's trash to clean up and a bunch of, you know, debris all over the place. This is all stuff that'll have to be handled. Yeah, I love this part right here. This is beautiful. I bet this will be a place where the kids will come and like make their little forts and whatnot.
I'll insist.
From where we are right now, the house is off in that direction through those trees. So much more room for Merlin to run, huh, buddy? I think one of the big priorities for this property should be that we keep it as natural as possible, you know, and not like make big changes to the land where we don't need to.
I love that idea so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Ooh, this is great from right here too. You can see this whole big flat area here. When we finally get around to building our container home, I think this would be the ideal place for it. It's fully protected from the wind, basically all directions. It's invisible from the street.
Can put a road in pretty nicely.
Yeah, that'll connect to our existing road, but wouldn't connect to the front road. You know, and the ironic part is, had they just been like, hey, is there any possible way that we can work out getting access to this one area? I'd have been like, yeah, I'm sure we can work that out. Because there's nothing worse than bad neighbors. Like, and that goes for having them or being them. But that's not the approach that they took, so. What are you gonna do? Oh, this is cool.
Oh, neat.
I didn't even see this.
Me neither. How cute.
I love how the rocks just like, they're like statues. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's so cute. And it just keeps going. It's like
Yeah.
a natural pathway.
You know, this would be a beautiful place to just scatter the wildflowers.
Yep.
Yeah. So then, I mean, this area is basically already flattened out and invisible from the road. Still has all the protection of up there, but over here, and that would put our dwelling first in line coming up the road, since we're going to be building the tiny houses for all the kids. You know what else I'm super excited about, which is just kind of nerdy, but it's also very me, is figuring out how to solve the problems of getting 40-foot containers up here. You're going to have to go full Egyptian on that one. Or get a come along. Probably come along. Yeah. One way or the other, it's going to be fun to solve. Adding this basically took our like 3.5 acres and turned it into just under 7 acres total. With being able to reasonably grow and raise, 750,000 calories per year on an acre, and there being 7 of us, 8 with your mom, we should actually be able to get pretty close to growing all the food we need with this much space. So that's super exciting. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed walking around the new property with us. It was a huge spot of good luck that it was the property directly next to us that came up for auction. We're super excited about it, and it's something we'd always talked about doing throughout the many years, and it's finally come to fruition. So thanks for walking around with us, and we'll talk to you later.